Then I let me in the door. Then I gave your boy a chance, now the youngin' finna blow. It's a shame finna put the game in the figure four.
Yo, welcome back to my channel. Before we get into it, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, man. You ain't gotta like, you ain't gotta comment, but I do appreciate it if you hit the sub button if you're new. Now, in this video, we talk about Attack on Titan, but in particular, we talk about Attack on Titan Chapter 138 and explain it if the spoilers are true. Now, a lot of people have been wanting me to make a video and talk about the spoilers and everything, and the two main reasons why I didn't want to talk about the spoilers is because, first of all, I still have to make my prediction video, and second of all, you can't really trust spoilers. But after reading these spoilers, it kind of sounds real. Not everything that is being said sounds real, but some of the things sound real. Now, I'm going to read the spoilers and then try my best to break down the spoilers to see if this is something that could possibly happen, you know? So first, we got the spoilers from Chapter 137. And the first spoiler from Chapter 137, it says that Zeke is killed. And that is something that came true. By Zeke getting killed by Levi, Zeke's power should transfer to a newborn baby. Now, granted, we never actually see this happen. It just get mentioned that when the Titan shifter gets killed before actually transferring that power to a successor, it just automatically goes to a newborn baby. So this could be the first time we ever see that actually happen, you know? And I'm pretty sure Zeke told Eren that. And low-key, if you think about it, that's probably why Story lied about her due date. So nobody would figure out that Eren was going to use the baby to continue to rumble and everything. But the second spoiler from Chapter 137 says that John successfully bombs Eren's founder Titan. And that is something that actually came true. Now, I thought that he was going to hesitate a little bit more than what he did, but hey, he still successfully bombed Eren's founder Titan. So that came true. Then the third spoiler from Chapter 137 says that the Parasite tried to reconnect to Eren's body but fails. And I predicted that the Parasite was going to jump out of Eren's body. The only thing that I got wrong at is when I said that it might latch onto Falco, because like I said, Falco still has a big role that he needs to fill. Like, Isayama has a lot of things that he needs to explain with the character of Falco. Like, why does he have future memories of himself flying in the air? Why does he have somebody else's past memories of them using Odium gear and using swords and killing Titans? And then he also needs to explain why future Eren's shadow is seen as Falco's shadow instead of his own shadow. So he has a lot of things that he needs to clear up with the character of Falco, which maybe make all those 3 videos, which still might come true. But like I said, he still needs a lot of explaining to do with that character, which he might do more in the anime as well. But then the fourth spoiler from Chapter 137 says that Reiner stops the Parasite from reconnecting to Eren's body, which is something that a lot of people knew what was going to happen. So basically, it was the theory going around about Reiner being the next Helos. Now, I never talked about it because it wasn't my theory to begin with, and I don't really take theories. So I just said, shit, if that happens, shit, it happens. Fuck it. But now we about to get into the spoilers from Chapter 137 that never even happened. So the fifth spoiler from Chapter 137 says that John goes to recover Eren's body, but realizes there is nobody inside the Founded Titan itself. And we all know that is not what happened. But then the last couple of spoilers from Chapter 137 says that John and the Alliance are confused trying to look for Eren's body, and then a weird lightning thunder appears out of nowhere and the Colossal Titans begin to start moving again. And because of that, the Alliance are now confused on what the fuck is going on. And we all know that that is not what happened. That kind of sounds like what is the beginning of Chapter 138, to be honest, after Armin transformed and blew up Eren's Founding Titan. So I just wanted to go through Chapter 137 spoilers just to show you guys that you really can't trust everything that comes from the spoilers. But now we got Chapter 138 spoilers, and we're about to break that down to see if anything from the spoilers of Chapter 138 can possibly happen. So the first spoiler from Chapter 138 says that it turns out that Eren knew about Zeke dying, and Eren was crystallized on Paradise Island this whole time, using the power of the Worm Titan to control his Founding Titan from underground. Now, the only way that I can think of how Eren knew about Zeke's death and knew when to uncrystallize himself, not only because he has future memories, but because he used his kid self to watch from the past. Now, I had made a third video about how Eren transfers consciousness inside his kid self to be able to escape death, because at first, Eren's physical body being inside the Titan was actually something that we could believe. The only mystery is that, okay, where is he at inside the Titan? Like, is he inside the head, or was he inside one of the pillars? And that is why Armin is trying to blow up Eren's Titan, because they don't really know where he could be at. So I had made a video about saying, like, okay, if he is inside the Titan, then most likely he brought his kid self from the first season and the first episode. Like, literally, when he sleep under the tree and Mikasa can't wake him up, it's because he's in the future being controlled by his adult self. And the fact that Isayama foreshadowed that throughout the whole series, still to this day you can see future Eren as Kid Eren or Teenage Eren's shadow instead of their own individual shadow. So Isayama foreshadowed that future Eren is literally living within his kid self. So I said, what if he transfers consciousness inside his kid self? Because at one time Eren was awake, and then when he got to Marley, he fell asleep. And then somebody told me that the real reason why he fell asleep is because at some point Eren jumped out his Titan and then started controlling his Titan through via of the power of the worm of Titan, ability to be able to control your Titan without actually have to be inside your Titan. And low key, I predicted that a long time ago as well, but I put that theory in the back of my head because I was like, no, there's no way that he did that. But if that's what actually happened, then fuck it. Either way you see it, adult Eren literally brung his kid self from the first episode of the first season. Then adult Eren brung kid Eren to the path and gave his kid self his freedom. And the freedom that he was talking about this whole time is the Titan paths, where he's free to do whatever the fuck he wants. And I had explained all of that in a video like not too long ago. I want to say around chapter 130 is when I explained all that. But adult Eren literally gave his kid self his freedom and then took his freedom away by transferring his consciousness inside his kid self, just to watch the battle from the past to make sure everything go according to plan. So when Zeke dies, he know exactly what time to uncrystallize himself to go to study his baby to reactivate the power of the rumbling. So that first spoiler that comes from chapter 138, it most definitely sounds real, and that's something that I believe that will most definitely happen. But then the second spoiler from chapter 138, it says that Eren uncrystallizes himself and then quickly rushes to the study's side and sees that the baby is finally born, and he smiles for the first time in a long time. Now that sounds like it's kind of confirming that he's the father, if that happens, you know, because like this motherfucker ain't smiled in a long time, unless he's just so happy for his studio. I don't know. But that's kind of confirming it, man. That motherfucker ain't smiled in a long time. To see that, like, he's happy about the birth of this child, you know? Like, only a father would do that. And it don't say anything about the farmer being anywhere. But like I said, this is a spoiler, so you really can't trust everything that is being said. So I don't know. We just gotta see. But if he smiles, man, that kind of confirms that he's the father. Like, at this point, Eren don't smile for shit. And to see that baby finally born, like, and he smiles, then yeah, it's kind of confirmed that he's a father. And him smiling and everything, it sounds like that's something that would happen in chapter 138. So I believe in that spoiler right there. But then the third spoiler from chapter 138 says that the child has royal blood, obviously, but also is the Beast Titan as well. And I strongly believe that is what's going to happen in chapter 138 as well. Because if you think about it, that is the only way how he would be able to reactivate the rumbling. With Zeke being dead, Eren still needs to be in contact with somebody of royal blood, but also a Titan center as well. So it makes sense for him to use the baby who just got the power of the Beast Titan from Zeke being killed, and him not transferring the power to the successor and everything. It makes sense that Eren is going to reactivate the rumbling through the baby and say that you're free as well. So that person that's holding that baby in the last panel of Attack on Titan might be Eren, but I don't know. It can be Grisha as well. I don't know what the fuck Isayama is going to do. Then the third spoiler from chapter 138 says that his studio passes out and is unconscious from the stress of giving birth. And this is something that I don't believe is going to happen, because in the video that I made not too long ago about me explaining the season 2 outro, how it spoils the last 2 chapters of the manga and everything, you can clearly see his studio hand over the baby to Eren for him to reactivate the power of the rumbling. But if she passes out after the fact, then that's something that I can believe in. But if she passes out before handing the baby over to Eren, then I just cannot believe in that, because you could clearly see her hand over the baby to Eren in the outro of season 2. But then the 5th, 6th, and 7th spoiler says that Eren basically touches the baby, and doing that basically links him back to the power of the founding Titan and reactivate the rumbling, wishing to exterminate the rest of the world, killing everybody, including aliens, except for the ones that's on Paradise Island, which is something that I can truly believe that is going to happen in chapter 138. Then we get to the 8th spoiler from chapter 138, and it switches to the point of view of the Alliance and how they're confused on why the Colossal Titans have started to move again, which is something that I definitely will think will happen in chapter 138. Just imagine doing everything in your power to stop Eren. You see these motherfuckers start walking again. Oh my god. But then the 9th spoiler from chapter 138 says that Reiner's mother dies, but Reiner also dies trying to protect her. Now, to be honest, in my opinion, that sounds like it should be flipped around. Like, Reiner should die first and then his mother get killed, knowing that he's right there by the Colossal Titans. How would he even get to where his mother is at unless Falco picks him up and he jumps down again? That's the only thing that I can see, but I don't see him running that fast. That's why I believe that certain spoiler needs to be flipped around. Like, Rhino should die and then his mother should die right after. And to be honest, I'm happy that he can finally be free from what the fuck he's been going through, because Reiner has been wanting to die for the longest. Like, literally, he been wanting to die for the longest. So if he die in this next chapter, I'm happy that he can finally get his rest that he deserves, because he has been tortured from the time he was a kid all the way up to now brainwashed and all types of shit. Then we get to the 11th spoiler of chapter 138, and it says that Annie watches her father die but can't transform due to Zeke being killed and nobody's inside the paths to make her Titan. And to be honest, I can truly believe in something like this happening because I made a video not too long ago explaining how Eren will get rid of the power of the Titan, and I said that what if it's as simple as nobody being in the Titan paths to create Titans, like how the spoiler just said. Literally everything has happened because of Ymir inside the Titan paths. When a Titan shifter harms himself and wishes to use the power of the Titans, it's her that's literally making their body and sending it to paths for them to transform to a Titan. When a Titan shifter physical body starts to heal, that is her that's literally rebuilding their body back. Just like how she did with Zeke. When the first King of the Wars took away his people's memories, he had to literally go to the paths, command Ymir to do that. It wasn't him, it was her. What I'm trying to say is that everything has been because of her inside the paths. So if you have nobody inside the paths to create Titans and send it through paths, then you can't become a Titan at all. You can't even heal your physical body if you wanted to, because there's nobody inside the paths to rebuild your body back. And now that Zeke is dead, then there's nobody in the paths to make Titans. So most likely this is going to be the last transformation for everybody. This is Falco last transformation. This is Armin last transformation. Annie can't transform. Rhino, this is your last transformation. Like, motherfuckers are about to die. But then the next spoiler of chapter 138, it says that literally everybody is dying one by one. Levi, Connie, Peck, Annie, and Mikasa is the ones that die. Now, the only death that I think is not going to happen is Mikasa. I'm not too set on Mikasa dying because you still have that see you later scene that still needs to be explained. Unless, the only reason why we wouldn't see Mikasa kill Eren and say see you later to him is because when she did that, it was probably a part of the other timeline that Eren already reset it, which would explain why we don't see the scene of her saying see you later to Eren in the anime, because her saying that was part of another timeline that Eren already just came back from and already changed, to be honest. So I don't know, but we have to see. Like, I don't see her getting killed, but if she gets killed, then yeah, her saying see you later was not part of this timeline. It was part of the other timeline that Eren already reset it and changed already. But then after that, chapter 138 spoilers then says Falco, still under transformation, manages to save Armin and Gabby, leaving them the last 3 survivors. Like I said, I don't really believe in Mikasa dying. Like, I don't want to believe that, but if she really do die, then fuck it. But I do believe in Falco, Armin. I don't like Gabby standing alive, but I truly do believe in Armin and Falco standing alive because Armin is the one that is narrating the story, and he's most likely going to tell Eren's story. But it's like, if Eren is not going to die by Mikasa, then why do he need his story to be told, you know? And I do believe in Falco also being a survivor because he is the only way they can make it back to Paradise Island and actually get back home. That probably explains what is going on in the outro of season 4, like when he's letting the bird go. To be honest, that's probably him losing his ability to transform into the Jaws Titan, so that kind of makes sense as well. And the fact that his Jaws Titan is a bird, so yeah, that makes sense. So, but that's the end of the spoilers and everything, and this shit would be crazy. Like, I cannot wait to read this, and I still can't believe that Attack on Titan is ending. Like, Ishiyama, you couldn't. But this is the end of the video, man. You ain't got to like, you ain't got to comment, but I do appreciate it if you hit the sub button if you're new, and I am out.